Hey guys, just imagine if there comes a situation where your airplane struck in mid-air. Oh my god, you may scold me for not thinking positively, but the same incident happened on July 23rd, 1983. To know what really happened on this day, let's go back to the previous day, that is 22nd July. Air Canada Boeing 767 underwent routine checks in Edmonton and in the morning it returns back to Montreal. At Montreal, the fuel was filled and all the passengers and the crew were ready to fly from Montreal to Edmonton. While Flight 143 was cruising over the Red Lake at 41,000 feet, there comes a warning sound on the aircraft's left side. Thinking that the fuel pump had failed, the pilots turned off the alarm. A few seconds later, the fuel pressure alarm also sounded for the right engine. Within seconds, the left engine failed and the pilots began preparing for a single engine landing. As they communicated their intention to controllers in Winnipeg and tried to restart the left engine, the cockpit sounded a sharp bong. No one in the cockpit could recall having heard before. This warning indicates that the flight lost all power. At this point, something strikes the pilot. It's nothing that there was a fuel miscalculation. Canada was switching from the imperial system of measurement to metric. That's why all the Canadian planes, including Boeing 767, were calibrated in metric units. As for the older planes, they were still using imperial. Unfortunately, this led to a major blunder when the fuel was calculated in pounds instead of kilos. Remember, 1 pound equals to half a kilogram. That's why they really had half the amount of fuel. Everybody got panicked. Flying with all engines out was something that was never expected to occur, so it didn't cover in manual. At this point, Quintal proposed landing at the former RCF station Gimli, a closed Air Force base where he had once served as a pilot. Here comes the twist. Quintal and the air traffic controllers doesn't know the fact that the place was converted into motorsports park and racetrack. On the same day, there was a car race and the runway was full of cars. Part of the runway was being used to the stage race. As the plane drew near runway, it became apparent that the aircraft was coming in too high fast. As both engines out, the plane made virtually no noise during its approach. People on the ground thus had no warning of the impromptu landing. As soon as the wheels touched down on the runway, pilot braked hard and promptly blowing out 2 of the aircraft tires. Now, the front landing gear was failed, but it really helped to slow the airplane and kept it from crashing into the crowd surrounding the runway. Air Canada Flight 143 came to a final stop on the ground after 17 minutes running out of fuel. Thank God, there was no serious injuries among the 61 passengers or the people on the ground. Following Air Canada's internal investigation, Captain Pearson was demoted for 6 months and First Officer Quintal was suspended for next 2 weeks for allowing the incident to happen. Even the 3 maintenance workers were also suspended. Later, in 1985, Pearson and Quintal were awarded for their outstanding airmanship. Several attempts by other crews who were given the same circumstances resulted in crashes. Quintal was promoted to captain in 1989. Pearson remained with the Air Canada for the next 10 years and then moved to Asiana Airlines. The most interesting thing is that after his repair, the famous Boeing 767 kept flying long after the accident, 25 more years to be exact. It made its last flight on January 1, 2008 and then headed to Mojave Desert for his retirement just a few weeks later. Oh, Pearson and Quintal were on board the plane during his final journey. Now that's really touching, don't you think? Thanks for watching.